Hi Gemini, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your weekly tarot check for the week of March 14th through March 21st for all Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you are new to the channel, welcome, and I post new readings every Friday and then again on Monday or Tuesday, so you can always check back in a couple of days. If a reading does not resonate with you, you could check a different part of your chart. You could even check out an older reading if the title speaks to you. Tarot is sacred divination, so readings are timeless. And I want to thank everybody who's been liking videos and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate you, every single one of you. Thank you again for doing that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to invite you to join us. Then you'll know when any new readings are posted or any announcements are made. So let's begin and get the messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What does Gemini need to know, please? What messages do you have for Gemini? Okay. All right, here we go. We'll begin with the tarot, and then we will use the angel answers here too. All right, we begin here with the Ten of Cups, and you've got the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Empress, the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the King of Cups. Well, that's nice. And the Ace of Wands. Well, you've definitely got a relationship here. I mean, there's love here. There's you've got the happy family card. You've got a lot of different things going on here, but you've got this beautiful couple. It's pretty tough to deny here when we start to look at this, that there's some kind of a relationship going on here. There's definitely a very strong feeling of love, importance, emphasis on love in your life. That is the undercurrent of this relationship, of this reading. So you certainly have water here. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You've got air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and you have fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. You do have earth too in the Empress. But, this is a card of great celebration. It's a new cycle that begins. There's communication here. And the Ten of Cups, though, is subjective. So even though it can be, related to the family, of course, it can also be other things, manifesting other things that bring you great joy. So for somebody here, if it's like that spring season, I see somebody with a convertible, riding in a convertible, and maybe it's part of a relationship, but it's that freedom, it's that liberation, it's feeling the wind in your hair in the universe as part of who you are. And so it's a wonderful beginning to the reading because it's also that rainbow that comes after a storm. So if you've been through a lot, Gemini, and you're like, I need something to change here, then there's your new cycle that changes things, that brings in happiness and just a place of really feeling connected to. So the Queen of Cups is a card, again, of love, of having too a very unconditional kind of love. The Queen of Cups is carefree. She's kind of like that queen that, if she's a mother, she kind of lets her kids run wild, and she's just not, she's certainly not uptight, but she also is very compassionate energy. So I feel like you have somebody in your life who thinks about you constantly. I don't want to say it's obsessively, though. I feel like it's like throughout the day they think, oh, you'd like that, or oh, we should go do that. It's that kind of a relationship. It's wonderful. It does not feel unhealthy or dysfunctional at all. So I don't want it to sound like that. It's somebody who's a real cheerleader for you. It's like a great emotional support person for you. And it's also a card, though. I mean, there's empathy and caring here and vulnerability, but it's also a card of being very intuitive. So being emotionally invested in something, you're definitely there, and there's somebody here with you in this thing. So the Knight of Swords rushes in, and so there's communication here. So for some of you, if there's a decision to make, I feel like you get communication, quite a bit of it coming up. And I do feel like it helps bring in some clarity. The only thing about the Knight of Swords, Knights have good intentions, but this one has a bit of an aggressive fervor to it, okay? It's kind of a pushy energy, to say the least. And so with that, that communication, you may feel a little bit pressured on something. It may not have to do with this relationship though, because there's something really that feels really soft about the relationship that this does not really make a whole lot of sense with. I feel like this is more work related, or it may be somebody in your family who's pushing you about something. Like I said though, there's a bit of a like, hey, back off kind of a response to it. So if you have somebody who keeps bugging you about something, I do feel like you're going to have to set a boundary, but you've got the Queen here. And so I feel like you're going to have, and you're a great communicator anyway. It's one of your natural gifts. You know, I do feel like too with the Knight of Swords, you can tend to be a bit overscheduled and busy. And so that may be part of it too, that this Knight of Swords energy rubs you the wrong way because you're like, look, I've got enough going on. I don't need you pushing me. So the Empress shows up and she, again, brings in new opportunities, growth, and wisdom, compassion, love, mothering. And so again, you've got two mothers here. And so I do feel like for somebody, it's either something about your physical mother here, or it's about fertility and having kids. It's also possible with this. But either way, you're wonderfully creative. You've, again, with the communication skills and marrying these creative ideas, it brings in a really nice aspect in work and starting any new opportunities, setting new goals for yourself. So the Empress is, even though she's creative, she does have a sort of a carefree spirit about her. And so I do feel like there's sort of this balance in the reading between being carefree and being driven and focused. And so I like that though, because it kind of measures or balances each other out. So you got the Queen of Swords here. So again, if you need to set somebody straight, you're not going to have a problem with that. And I don't feel like it's going to be done in a mean way. This is not burning a bridge. I mean, it's not, you know, it's just being clear, articulating yourself well. It's a card of wisdom. It's seeing things, seeing clearly. And so I feel like there's two separate storylines here. There's one that's like this really wonderful love relationship. And part of this too, it might overshadow work to some extent. So even though you are clear and focused and have ideas and goals in mind, they might manifest easier in a way because you're not so focused that you're squeezing the energy off. So if you have a new project coming in, you're going to have the ability here to see things through. It feels like you work in a really succinct way, especially if you do something with a lot of paperwork, if that's you. She's a card of the lawyer too. And, you know, for some of you, if it's something like that, where you do something with law or you have, just like I said, there's something about paperwork with this. It feels like you're on your game. How about that? So you got some decisions to make with the Seven of Cups. You've got a lot of choices. But the Queen of Swords makes that a lot easier because you're not going to have she doesn't wear rose-colored glasses with anything. And so the Seven of Cups can be a card of spirit telling you to take off your rose-colored glasses. And again, like the only thing I see about this is with this, whatever this relationship is, I don't feel like it's related to that as much as you're kind of on this pink cloud with it. And so again, if there's areas of your life that you want to be focused on, it might be a little bit distracting. Do you know what I mean? I hope you do. It's kind of like you have this warm, gooey feeling, and then it's like time for work and time to be serious. And somebody's really in love here. I just love to read this because it's nice to see in a time when we've had a lot of upheaval in our world. You know, this is somebody who expresses emotions easily. This is also, though, a card that fosters self-improvement for you. And so in a relationship, again, I feel like you're very open with this person. It's easy. It's like an ideal love. It's a supportive partner. No doubt about that. And if it's not a love interest, you got a hell of a good friend here because the relationship, I can just feel it. It's somebody that you really relate well to. And it's easy to be with this person. Very emotionally open and full of love and gratitude. I even see somebody with a gratitude t-shirt. And so it's that kind of thing or a gratitude bumper sticker. It's like their word gratitude is on memorabilia around this person, or maybe it's you. But again, this is also a card of self-development. So for some of you, it's emotionally mature too, by the way, very mature reading here as well. It's about developing yourself and being ready to be in a relationship. So even if you're saying, I don't have this, I'm not sure this is for me, it may be too the guidance of being ready for it, being in that place where if somebody walked into your life tomorrow, you'd be ready. You wouldn't be saying, oh my God, I got to get my shit together. This is crazy. I like this person, but I'm not ready for this. It's not that. It's like, I know I'm ready and they'll be here. I'm not going to worry about it because I know there's billions of people in the world and they could show up 5 minutes from now for all I know. So you've got the Ace of Wands, and this is waving your magic wand. It's that thing you've always wanted showing up. Big time manifesting energy here. Law of attraction energy. And it's powerful. It's taking action too, though. And so, like I said, you've got creative ideas. You've got great communication. And this is the triad, the third leg of this that says, now let's move forward and act. So you may feel compelled to take action on some of these great ideas and do something with them. If it's something like taking on a side job, and that's where I'm seeing this paperwork, like you decided, but I feel like you can regulate it. It doesn't feel overwhelmed. It feels like it's easy for you. So with the Ace of Wands, it's a new beginning. It's a new opportunity. And it's a card of yes. If you're asking, is there somebody coming toward me? Yes. It's also a card of an apology. So if you have, like I said, with the person you need to set some boundaries with, they may apologize too with this. But again, I feel like that was kind of a minor part of the reading. So it may not be particularly a big deal either. If somebody's a little bit pushy, I do feel like they'll say, hey, I shouldn't have. And that might make things easier. And then you don't carry that vibration forward either into something else. And keep manifesting people who are pushy. So let's get the guidance here for Gemini, please. Oh boy. All right, so we have here improving health, okay? And with the Ace of Wands, and even the Queen of Swords too, this can be connected to that. So if you've got some kind of goal or something you need to do, or at the end when I talked about if you're not ready for a relationship and you're saying, oh yeah, I would like to lose 15 pounds or quit smoking or whatever, they're telling you again that is certainly within your reach. You got forgiveness here. And again, the Ace of Wands shows up. There's an apology there, and they're just encouraging you to accept it so you're going to move forward and not be stuck off in the weeds with something. Meditation brings answers, and I didn't really talk much about that in the reading, but apparently they think it's important to quiet your mind, meditate, and allow Source to come in and give you those intuitive hits so that you can make the inspired actions. Because you have a lot going on here, especially with the Empress. Sometimes her creativity can bring in a lot of ideas. Again, they say take action, so it's here a few different times, and it's just all about knowing, I think, having that internal knowing that everything's working out for you. Now, they say there's something better, and when you get this, it really is an encouragement. If you have something, especially with that 10 of Cups, that you're very focused on manifesting, add on. When you ask the universe, say this or something better, because oftentimes the universe will have a better plan for you, will have more for you to offer. So it really is about this or something better. And there may be more, because sometimes we can have this governor over us that tells us that we're at a limit of what we can get. Okay, it's part of the ego, and we remove that governor, and we don't need to have limits anymore. We're unlimited beings here. So I love you, Gemini, and I'll be back again soon.